said it would be areas that were normally cold would be hot and vice versa. There's several quatrains dealing with that. He talks about periods of drought. In one quatrain is the year without a rainbow, which he talks about the droughts. Then he talks about flooding. It's a great deal dealing with the weather. So all of this about the shifting of the earth, during that time I was getting phone calls and letters from people saying, should I move? Where should I move to? I got to get my son out of San Francisco. And I said, I can't tell you what to do, where to go. That's your responsibility. I said, just follow your instincts. You'll be where you're supposed to be. Follow your instincts. If you feel you should move, then move. If you feel you should stay, then stay. I know we're having a lot of increase of population moving into this area. And I don't know where they're getting these vibes or what it is, but definitely California's going down, Florida's going down, all of those areas. And so who's to say? But anyway, there's a great deal about the shifting of the earth, and I got to wondering about that. But then what I think is happening now, in my books on the convoluted universe, I'm getting into the new earth, the changing of the vibrations and the frequencies as we move into the new earth. And they say we're going to leave the old earth behind. There's going to be two earths. Now, Annie's not in here, is she? Annie, are you here, Annie Kirkwood? Is she outside? Ask her to come in a minute. I always quote her, so let me see if she I haven't seen her in years, and I'm always quoting her if she can remember the vision. But he talks about the shifting of the earth. She might be out there. Maybe she left her booth already. Annie, come up here. Okay. Because he talks about the vibrations and the frequencies of the earth shifting and moving, and we will be going into a whole new earth. But there's going to be two earths. And what I think, I'm always quoting you. I said I might as well quote you with you sitting here. Come over, sit down here for a minute. We're almost done anyway. Come over and sit down. We're almost done anyhow. Okay. Because I quote you and I'm going to make sure I got it right.
Okay.
Okay. But we're talking about the shifting of the earth and the two earths and how they separate. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking this may be what Nostradamus was seeing, because he kept seeing all this destruction and the violent things happening. I think that's the old earth.
Yes. But the two are separating was a vision that was.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Because in my lectures and in the books, I quote Annie. Now, if you know Annie Kirkwood, she wrote Mary's Message to the World. Remember that book?
Long time ago.
And it was very popular at the time. We were on panels together and doing lecturing everywhere. And this was in the beginning of the talk of the new earth and the old earth, and it's very complicated to understand. So we were on this panel, and you talked about your vision, where you saw the earth separating. Tell them about that.
I saw that. You remember the old Sherman Williams commercial with the earth, the globe, and the paint dripping down on it? I saw that globe, and then all of a sudden the paint was gone, and it started pulling apart, almost like a chromosome does.
A cell?
And the chromosome in the cell, where it pulls apart and the strands are still holding on. And my sister does not believe in any of this. In fact, she was quite upset because of all the things that were happening to me. And so when they started pulling apart, I heard her say, see there, everything that she said didn't come true because we're still okay. But she was on one earth and I was on the other.
The two separate balls. And then you heard the ones over here.
Yeah, over here we're saying, hey, it all happened just like they said it was going to.
We did it.
We were real happy. Yeah.
So that's why it's very complicated. It's hard to understand.
It's very hard. It's still hard to understand. It's a little bit easier because we know more about cells, and we hear the word cellular and all that, DNA. And we know that there's so much more that we don't know. We acknowledge that. But in the early 90s, that still was not acknowledged. And so it was very hard. And people thought I was speaking to the devil. I had lots of them tell me I was talking to the devil, that was not Mary. And I can't prove it. So I asked her about it. And she said, you don't have to do anything about skeptics. I could come down and sit with them and talk to them, and they still wouldn't believe me.
But the idea of two earths is really difficult for people to understand. And I'm still trying to explain it. I'm writing about it, but that doesn't mean I have all the answers. He was asking about 2012, and what I'm getting, that's why I think the Nostradamus prophecies are not wrong. They're predicting the old earth, because they said those who stay with the old earth will stay with what they created in the old earth. And that's what that will be. They'll be in the disaster and the tsunamis and the earthquakes and all of that. And we're moving into the new earth. And what I've been told, not with Nostradamus, but in my other work, is 2012 is the culmination. It doesn't mean that's the end. People are always saying it's the end of the world. It's the end of the world as we know it. But it's moving on. And by 2012, we're in the middle of it right now. And 2012 will be the culmination of it, when it all comes to the height.
I like to think of 2012 as being the beginning.
Beginning of everything. And people say, well, how do I know if I'm going or not? Well, I was told if you're interested in this at all, you're assured you're going. It's the ones who are still in the negativity. They're the ones, their vibration can't change that quickly. They'll be stuck with the old earth. So it's going to be, we're living in a very exciting time. A lot of interesting things are happening right now.
Also, if you think about our bodies and how the cells divide and how we grow from two little cells, two little entities that are a sperm and the ova, they get together and become one cell, and from that we have evolved to where we are now, millions and millions of cells. And that same principle is the principle that God has used to grow the universes, because there are more than one. And so,
well, I tell people too, within your own body is a universe.
Yeah.
That's why you can heal yourself. That's why you can control the diseases, because you talk to your body, you talk to the cells. And when you do, you are the voice of God. And the body will listen, because you have a universe within you. It's just coming to a different way of thinking.
Yes, it is.
But I'm always quoting you every time I talk about this, and I wanted you to make sure we got it correct anyway, on that vision, because
it was a vision.
I never forgot that vision, and it is in my book. I talk about it. And you want to take this? The amazing thing was, when I was lecturing on this at one time, I think it was a conference in Laughlin, I don't remember, a man in the audience came up to me afterwards, and he said, I got to tell you this, I'm a businessman, and this doesn't happen to me. But he says, as I was quoting that vision you had with the earth pulling apart, said suddenly the auditorium disappeared, I was out in space. I saw it happening, just like that. So he went home and he recreated it on the computer. And he sent me his drawing of it. The one is just over the other. One is glowing. And so he said I could use it in the book as long as I didn't tell anybody what his name was. So it is in, I think it's convoluted 2. We have that picture of that. So, I don't know, truth is stranger than fiction. Yes. That's for sure. Okay.
There's somebody
else. Okay. You want to go back, or are you okay?
I'm okay.
All right, we're almost done anyway.
I'm okay.
Okay.
If you want me up here.
Okay. Thanks for coming in.
You want me to go, or you want me to stay?
We're almost done anyway, just got a few more minutes.
Hi.
Hi.
Well,
I would just like to confirm what you're saying from another tradition, which is the Mayan. My passion in recent years has been the Mayan calendar.
yes, that's what I lecture on about 2012.
And they And what I have discovered is that there are two world trees. The old world tree, the new world tree. There were two creators, and the new world tree is being prepared, and little by little, those of us that are at that level of consciousness are moving into that second world tree.
Okay, I only got part of that, but I do want to tell you, in the book, I had regressions where people went back to the time of the Mayans. And you know, the Mayans disappeared, and there were Indian tribes too, like the Anisaki, that disappeared. These people went back to when they were there when this happened. So you know what happened? They evolved to the point they shifted. The whole civilization changed their vibration and frequency. They moved into this other dimension. But they could see the future. So they saw the next big event would be when the whole world shifted into the other dimension. And that's why they stopped their calendar at 2012. Because that was supposed to be when they saw it all happening to the world. So that's what 2012 means in the Mayan calendar. It doesn't mean the end of the world. It means we're moving, and we're going to go the same way they did, into another dimension. They said they set the way for us to follow. So I have some very fascinating regressions anyway. Okay, we just got a few more minutes. Yeah, who's back there?
And Annie, yeah, this is the end of you having, communication with Virgin Mary, or are you going to continue?
I don't understand.
We can't understand it. Could she, Julie, what is she saying?
Yeah. And
But Julie is translating.
This is for Annie. If she's wondering if you will be continuing your communication with Mary.
I have no idea. She comes when she wants.
And Dolores, one question.
Oh, Annie is going to get back into lecturing again, and you said, yeah, I'm going to make sure.
Please do.
Oh, when Byron died, she kind of put everything on hold. But now I think she said she's ready to start writing again and getting back into the flow. I think she's ready, don't you?
Fast.
She had a big contribution. You can't just let it slide. You got more to do.
And Dolores,
Yeah?
when I was talking to you last week, I remember you were talking that the computer you're just going to think and they will do, through your thought. You know when you are saying that now?
Well, Julie will tell.
You're talking about when you said how the computer will work from your thoughts.
But computers will work with what?
What you said about computers?
The thought, yeah.
With the thought, okay.
Yeah, the Japanese developed that, yeah.
Yeah, remember in the regression that I was driving a machine with my thought. Remember that? So that was really in old reincarnation. That was already made before we came here.
In her regression that you did with her, she was driving the car with thought, by thought. So it was already
Well, they're
happening
already
in that.
doing it with planes, the jet planes. Have you heard about that? They said because the jet planes go so fast, they can't do it with controls. They're doing it with their mind.
With her mind.
Yeah. So we're on the way to that. It's happening.
Yeah.
They got somebody up here, Julie, that has a question too. Okay, we just have two more questions and then we got to stop. Yeah, go ahead.
Dolores, do you have any information on Planet X?
On what?
Planet X.
Planet X.
Planet X, forget it. I know where the guy got the idea. He had a regression with me, and there was never any Planet X mentioned, but he come up with the whole idea. No, the Planet X is supposed to be based on Nibiru by Zecharia Sitchin. And in the Nostradamus books and even in the Jesus books, they saw another planet. It was actually 10 planets in the solar system. One of them had an elliptical orbit. But there never was any mention of disaster. It's just one that comes around every now and then. It doesn't mean there's any disaster with it. I wouldn't put any stock in it. You got the mic? Okay.
Yes. Did he say anything about autism in children?
About what?
Autism.
in children.
in children.
He didn't, but I can tell you a lot about it. Okay, we're out of time. Okay, I have a lot of doctors for clients, and they tell me things you don't want to know. And they have told me, Deb, they're getting out of medicine. They're going over into alternative healing and natural medicine. I work with alternative healing all over the world, especially in Russia. And these doctors have told me that the autism is definitely caused by the vaccinations and the shots. And there's one doctor that I've been working with who has curing autism. He said it can be cured. He has a clinic in Tennessee. And he said in one day can make the huge difference of following his treatments. It all has to do with diet. You got to get that mercury and the stuff poisons out of the body, and the child can be cured of autism. So a lot of people, if they're interested, we say call our office, and the names are on our Rolodex of these doctors that we work with. There's a lot going on. I guess I'm stuck in the middle of it. Okay, I think we're run out of time. But, okay. Thank you. It's a sign you're supposed to get back into it.
Yes.